And good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner here on the Highlander Activity Network. Our first edition here in April. Yes, it's spring. I think someone should give Mother Nature a calendar because we're 2 weeks into spring. We're gonna talk sports, but we're gonna start things off with robotics, and kind of exciting time here for the Valley City Vex IQ Robotics team. And joining us this morning, we have Beckett Ness, one of the members, and Devarj Siryawanchi. How'd I do?
Yep.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Devarj, thank you. I tried. First time we'll try it. Okay, gentlemen, let's first talk about Worlds. Okay,
Yep.
You're going to be going to Worlds in St. Louis. Beckett, tell us a little bit about what's going on here.
Worlds is basically we all get together and we all from different countries, China, wherever you can think of, all get together and we play against each other. It's a really good experience for culture and things like that. Learning different people's culture, meeting new friends around the world. It's a huge step up from just North Dakota.
You're competing locally here. Devarj, I'm assuming the game is the same as you've done all year long.
Yep.
Can you kind of describe the game for people that haven't had a chance to maybe see you guys in action?
Yep, there's going to be 2 teams on a field with 2 robots, and then you drive your robot, and you're going to have a preload, and then you can stack cones, you can put them on beams, and then you can, for extra points, if you match the base with the color of the bottom pin, you can get like extra points, and then you can keep on stacking, you can like put them on the beam, and yeah, basically.
And there's autonomous where
Yeah.
you kind of program
Yep.
the robot to do it, and then there's driver. There's the driver controls the robot, and you score points, and that's how you go. How's the season gone, Becca? Kind of tell us how things have gone this year for you guys.
It's gone pretty good. We haven't won a tournament, but we got the design award a few times. The innovative award at state, which was we were proud of. We've been doing good. We've been improving since the year's gone on. Our robot is way better now, ready for Worlds. It can do a lot more than what we did at state, so we're excited.
When state was a couple weeks ago, or
State was on February 28th.
so you've had quite a bit of time
Yep.
to get your robot ready. And Devarj, what was kind of the things you guys had to really tweak to get it ready?
Yeah, because some parts it was not like sturdy. We had to like sturdier things like strengthen them up, and then like we couldn't pick 2 cones at a time, so we had to add more grip or things like that, add more rubber bands, make the velocity up, like make it speedier, and then yeah.
Do you guys have like a certain job on the team, Beckett? What would be your job?
Pretty much the journalist. I document everything everyone does. So let's say Devarj built something today, I'll document it in a journal, make sure it's documented well, and that's how you get the design award. So that's how, if it's documented in your engineering design notebook, very well and descriptive, and the judges can basically remake it completely, then you get that award for it.
That's very important then.
It is, yep. It's kind of the behind the scenes of
Sure.
robotics.
Right. The schematics of it and just how
Yep.
you did it, what you did.
Yep.
Devarj, what's your job?
I'm the builder and the driver.
You are the builder and the driver. Do you like doing that?
Yeah.
What's the most fun part of being the driver? Is there a fun aspect to it?
Yeah, just like stacking and getting more points for your team.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you guys hope to accomplish here at the World? Which is where are they going to be?
St. Louis, Missouri.
End of April?
End of April, yep.
So a couple of weeks away.
Yeah.
Kind of excited for it, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Have
yeah.
we been to Worlds before?
The high school has. Vex IQ has never been to Worlds for
Okay.
Valley City.
So that is an exciting time. We got a couple of your teammates here that are going to join us here in just a couple of minutes. Okay, what would you guys want to accomplish? What's kind of a goal for you guys as you get out there?
Just to do the best as we can and have fun. I feel like meeting new people, meeting new friends. I think we just want to have fun and enjoy the experience we get. We might not get it again.
Do you guys get a chance to maybe exchange anything, pins or anything like that?
Yep, we made stickers that we can give out for the other teams.
Okay, so you get a little something from another country.
Yep.
All right, well, appreciate it, guys. We'll get a couple of your teammates coming up here. Congratulations so far, Beckett Ness and Devarj Siryawanchi. Guys, good luck to you, and now we'll bring in a couple more of your partners. Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you.
And we got a couple more coming up here, and gentlemen, come on up. As Liam Bruns, Isaac Whale going to be joining us here. So come on, you can walk in front of the camera. We don't care, guys. This is live TV. You do whatever you want here. And Liam Bruns
Yep.
and Isaac Whale joining us here. Gentlemen, again, thanks for joining us this morning. And I guess let's start off with you. Liam, what's your job?
So my job is a driver and a builder.
Okay. So you do have more than one driver that you'll have, right?
Yes.
Okay. What aspect of driving do you like the most?
I just like all of it. I just like driving in general. It's fun.
Okay.
It's exciting, and it's nice to like be with the other team and just yeah.
For you, Isaac, what's your job on the team?
I'm a builder and coder.
And the coder. Is that more with the autonomous part of
Yes.
it, the coding? Tell us a little bit about what goes into that.
The autonomous, so you're on the computer and you basically tell the robot to turn 90 degrees, go forward so many inches, and lift up certain parts of the robot, and you just use those blocks to score the most amount of points.
And the autonomous part is only, what, 15 seconds, 45 seconds? That's fairly short, isn't it?
60 seconds.
That is 60 seconds. Is that the same length as driver control, or is that a little bit shorter?
It's the same.
They are both 1 minute long. They are
Yep.
both 1 minute. Now, with the coding, I suppose you really have to be precise in what you're telling the robot, don't you?
Yeah.
Because if one kind of wrong move, then things just don't work out. What's the hardest part about coding for you?
Hardest part about coding is sometimes things will work and sometimes it won't. So it's not always guaranteed.
So when you guys get a chance now, you've had, what, a month, it'll be almost 2 months since state before you get started. For you, what has been the biggest thing you've had to tweak and get ready for the Worlds?
Building the robot.
Okay. Did you have to rebuild it completely, or did you maybe just kind of tweak what you already had, Isaac? What?
Well, we did have
Disregard him.
we had to rebuild it all because our coach told us too late that we were going to Worlds.
Right.
And we took it all apart. So
So you started from scratch, basically?
yep.
When you were at state, did you get some idea of what you needed to do to get ready for Worlds? Did the judges give you any kind of ideas, or how did you know what you had to do to get ready for the Worlds?
Well, we really looked at this one team from state, but they were in elementary. Their team was Men in Black. The robot was really good, so we're kind of basing it off of them ish.
Okay.
And yeah, so and state just got us prepared, helped us with everything that we need to know.
So are you confident in the tweaks that you have getting ready for Worlds?
Yeah.
What has been the biggest, the best part of the tweaking? What can you think of? What maybe you think? Oh, we really got this one. This is good.
We're able to score a lot more points.
Okay.
We have a back claw that can use the the black beams, and you can score a lot more points now.
Okay, and obviously that's the key. That's how you win. Like in any sport, the more points you get, the better you are. Do you have a goal here? This is your first time, obviously for Bex IQ. Kind of a goal set in mind as you get there. What you want to accomplish when you get there?
Kind of just to learn new things, learn new ways to build and do things with Bex.
Do you watch, see what other teams have maybe, and make mental note on, oh, that worked pretty good for them, or not?
Yes, it's just like critical thinking, really. You just think and you look at other people's designs, and it will help you in the future with other stuff.
I'm assuming that when you build the robot, it's based on this game. So, next year's game will be entirely different, and you're going to probably build an entirely different robot, right?
Yeah.
And I think we find that out in May, I think, is when they usually come out with a new game, sometime in May or June or whatever, that they come out with a new game. What do you want to accomplish? What's kind of a goal of yours, Liam, as you get ready for the Worlds?
Practice a lot more. We sometimes get out of task and get a little distracted. So
Stay focused.
yeah, stay focused really, and make our robot reliable,
Okay.
because sometimes it just messes up completely. So
All right. Well, it's kind of exciting times for Valley City Robotics to get a chance to go to Worlds down in St. Louis. I'm assuming you're excited about this.
I am really excited.
First time you've gone out of the state, or done anything like this?
I've never done some with the sport this far,
Yep.
but I've been out of the state before.
Well, I'm sure you have, yeah.
Yeah.
But just getting something like this is especially for guys your age. What grade are you in?
7th.
You're a 7th grader, and Liam?
I'm an 8th.
You're an 8th, and I think other two gentlemen are 8th graders. They're 7th and 8th, or 8th and 9th graders behind us. But again, guys, congratulations on a great year so far for you. Good luck here in St. Louis. And how far do you have to place? Do you know to maybe bring back maybe a medal? What do you need to do to get a medal or bring back a trophy? What are the categories? I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Well, there's autonomous runners up, so like first and second place, and then teamwork championship, which is 2 people, so your teams, and that's first place, and then there's runners up for that, and then there's design, like what Beckett said. We have a good chance at that because Beckett's good at that, and then we have there's new awards. Pit design and costume awards. So like if you have a good costume or good pit design, and then we have innovate, which is like all of them.
So there's a lot of opportunities to bring back a little bit of hardware if you get a chance.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, again, congratulations on a great year, and good luck here in St. Louis. Appreciate it. Again, that is Liam Bruns and Isaac Whale. We'll be back with more. These gentlemen are from the robotics team. Vex IQ, back with more Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network.
Let's do it.
And back here on Coach's Corner, Highlander Activity Network. Again, spring sports are in full gear, and actually track and field have had a handful of indoor meets already, and another one coming up here today. Coach Trevor Bachelard joining us from the Highlander Track and Field team. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, I think you would have liked to have been outside.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've
Well,
had
you
a
can
couple
run at anything,
practice. You can. We've had some of those meets where the snow has been pushed to the side, and it's sometimes you just got to get those in, and
Right.
the weather's not cooperating. So.
Well, we've had, about 3 indoor meets so far this year, the last 3 weekends. You have some indoor meets. How have things gone with the indoor season?
So far, pretty good. We've always said, the struggle is the indoor training, not really getting to do that. So the indoor meets really a lot of our chance to get out there and actually run and, do some full stuff. So we look at the whole indoor season as a training schedule. So kids understand that, even though we do got some kids that are doing, great on performances, which is awesome.
Right.
But yeah, it's training for outdoor when we can actually get outside. So.
And from meet to meet, you want to improve from meet to meet, get that PR, and then just kind of, and it's a slow progression.
Oh, it is. Yeah, absolutely. Especially with a lot of our young kids, they're starting to understand that you're not going to perform or get that PR every single time. But it's a good experience for them to get to learn just how things work, how independent you need to be at track meets. It's not like basketball. I'm all with you and telling you everything to go. So something like that is an example. But yeah, overall, it's going well. We've had some great performances, so it's really nice to see.
How are the numbers this year?
Numbers are pretty good. They're pretty average from where we've been at. I think we've got just over 70 kids right now, 7 through 12. Our senior high, we had some kids still transitioning here and there from, you can name it, speech, coming still from basketball, right? We have some kids recovering. So I think once everybody gets all their little nagging little injuries out and some of these other things start to end, we'll be at full capacity, hopefully, once we hit that outdoor season.
Well, you're supposed to have an outdoor meet today, I think. Or Thursday.
Yeah,
well,
we were planning. Yeah, it is, right. We were planning to do some early ones. Every now and then it works, right? Mother Nature helps us out, and we can have them, and a lot of teams really enjoy coming. For those, they're nice smaller ones to get things started. So we double book, and luckily NDSU is still having some, so we'll go to that. And then we're supposed to go back to Concordia Tuesday. We were supposed to host a junior high meet potentially, but that's not going to happen now.
Right.
And so I think we're going to look at just training next week and crossing our fingers that next Friday would be our first outdoor meet. Crossing a lot of fingers.
Yes, crossing a lot of fingers, that's right.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Who are some of the names? I mean, there's a lot of kids, as I just look at, some of the people will recognize. Who are just some of the kids you feel are going to have strong years this year?
A lot of our returners, our juniors and seniors, have always been the strength kind of of their team. We have some other kids that do mix in there, but you look at just on the sprinting side. Morgan returning, she's been at the top so far, and some of those meets making finals, sprinting well. She's doing personal best. We've had a few kids crack into our indoor record books, which is awesome to see. And then, on the distance, Cadence, you're right, Fetch on the girls' side. She's doing well. Same with Jack Sorby. I think Adrian. All those kids are performing very well, and setting PRs, which is really nice. And we've got some, in the throwing. Owen, right? He returns, even though he's only a sophomore. He's a big kid, so he's actually thrown pretty well and PR'd as well. I could just keep going down the list of all of them,
You're right.
So, yeah.
Well, it was funny when I was looking at the last meet here, and I was looking at the 60-meter, and it's Owen Hunt and Trey McPartland's in the sprints.
Yeah, they want to do a little bit of running this year, so I told them if there's an opportunity, then we'd put them in there. Trey wants to do a little bit more.
Right.
Just some extra for football kind of thing.
Sure.
As well. But yeah, it is. Those big guys can actually move pretty fast. So we'll see. I put them back in it again today. We'll see how they do.
They have a throwers relay with high school?
Some meets they do.
do, yeah.
And actually those guys do pretty good.
Right.
So it's really fun to watch. It's one of the highlights of the meets, toward the end. Yeah. But yeah, when you talk about a lot of kids, Trey, is starting. He's doing pretty well again. I've got, Laney's done pretty well. That girls 4x2 relay set an awesome indoor time and actually set our school record indoor for that. So that was really nice to see as we get ready to hopefully go outside and hit those qualifying standards early with those kids.
I'm sure it's obviously tough to use your indoor times as a barometer as you head to the outdoor because outdoor conditions are different. But is there still something you can utilize for what you see in the indoor to take to the outdoor?
Yeah, a lot of it is just I gauge it by kids that are always worried about times or distance, things like that. But are they improving, right? Are we doing those things? So I look at, training, speed endurance, where are we at? If we run that 200 as an example and I see them fading at about 160, then I know, we got to really get that speed endurance once we get outside, and we typically do that. And some of the kids like Derek, he's one of our top sprinters here, and he'll say that, oh yeah, I felt it at this point. So we know what we need to work on. But there's a lot that you can take from it, and the coaches really work on, individual things
Right.
to help those kids improve.
I know Katie Kokett, the pole vault is kind of her strength. That's one of her strong events is that
Yeah,
pole
Katie's
vault.
she's a great all-around athlete, likes to jump, but pole vault is her main event. And then she just gets in there and she runs, and she's a pretty good sprinter. She had a nice performance last meet in the sprints as well. Pole vault will come along. We haven't been able to have our mats. Usually we've had our mats inside, but our activity center's been so busy with so many things going on, we just haven't had that chance to really get into mats. So it's early yet, but once we get going outside, we have everything ready. It's just we got to get out there.
Gotta get out there.
Yeah.
Class B. In track and field, and probably I think it's Region 1. I was jotting some notes down, but you look at some of the teams down there, and there's a lot of good athletes, a lot of good teams in that region.
Yeah, we've just switched our stuff over recently in athletic.net, where everything is posted. So now we can actually see where we fit within that B in that region. Yeah, I've told kids that, they thought, moving down to B, right? We're moving to B. And I was like, it's not going to be easier for you. It is a tough conference to be in. There's a lot of great athletes. And we saw that with the meets that we've been going to and what they're going to be up against once we get, into that region meet. So I think some kids might have a little bit of chance with some of the qualifying standards that are adjusted for certain events. But some of them are tougher. So you're going to have to really get out there and perform. EDC takes top 6. I think region here was top 3. I think it is, so that they do. So
you're going to work a little harder.
It's going to work a little harder. If we can get our average about 10 to 15 kids going to state, I think that's going to be pretty good for us if we can do that.
And are new to some of these athletes that they've seen. They've seen them in other meets. They've seen them at state, so they know exactly who these kids are.
Yeah. We compete all the time. That's the nice thing about track and field that I really enjoyed is, we go to a lot of our meets. It's A and B all together. Like today is going to be same thing with some Minnesota schools.
Right.
So we compete against these kids. And within our area, we have a track. Central Cass has Kindred has a track. So we're all competing typically, all right, at a lot of the same meets together. It's nice to go somewhere else a little bit to get some different competition, but it's nice to compete against those kids as well, so then you can kind of gauge where you're at. Yeah, especially as a team also. So.
Well, it's we want to get going.
Yeah.
And are they eager to get outside? I mean, indoor is fine and dandy, but outdoors where it's at.
It is, and we can actually get outside and practice a lot, especially our throwers. It's tough for them because they can't get out there. Pretty much shot put is inside, and we can do a little bit with javelin or disc, but until you get outside, those things really can't, be effective.
Right.
So they're really itching to get outside, yes. But even the athletes want to as well. Even though it's going to be a little cooler, I think they'll appreciate it once we get going.
You're moving around.
Yeah.
Just don't stand around if it's cold.
That's the problem with the snow here, right? It sets our facilities back,
right.
And we might get out there and get some practices done, but the grounds and everything like that are just not going to be in a good condition.
Right.
So,
is track and field one of those sports? It's tough to say. Well, we have goals. I mean, you have goals or things you want to get accomplished during the season. You mentioned 10 to 15 athletes at a state. That's kind of a barometer or something, or not a barometer, but your goal that you're looking for, shooting for.
Yeah, we talk to the kids a lot, right? You set your personal goals during the season, things like that. Remember, you're competing against yourself, right? It's you and the clock, or it's you and the tape measure. That's your competition. And then sometimes it is just about competing, right? I might not be feeling well, or if I have something bothering me, then get out there and just be a competitor. Right. And so we talk about those things a lot. And then, our goals toward the end is like, what is it that you want to accomplish? Some kids just want to maybe make it to regionals for us, right? Get a chance to compete there. Others have bigger goals, get into state, obviously, in qualifying, and then it's placing at state. If we can walk away with some placers at state, I mean, that's a huge accomplishment when you look at the number of kids that are competing and then the number of kids that aren't there as well.
Right.
So it's a select few that actually make it to state. And then to be on the podium, the top 8 in the state is a great accomplishment. And we've had a few of those years where we've gone, and if we can take 10 and we can get almost everybody on the podium, that's a great accomplishment.
That'll get her done.
Yeah, I tell them all the time. We've been fairly equal at state sometimes. You can take example, bigger school, and
Right.
they bring a lot of kids. They might have 30 kids at state, but in the end, our team scores are similar because they're bringing kids, but they're not scoring. So
Right.
our goal is to obviously get kids to state, but we want to score.
Score.
Yep.
Get some
Yep.
numbers there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Coach, good luck today at NDSU
you.
today.
Thank you.
And let's hope to get that outdoor meet next Friday.
I hope so. Yeah, right. We'll knock on everything.
Knock
yeah.
on it whatever we can, cross fingers and rub that rabbit's foot.
right.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Coach, appreciate it.
Thank you.
You bet. Coach Trevor Baclar joining us from Highlander Track and Field. Back with more Coach's Corner here from the Hackana Highlander Activity Network. It's got one word on it, baseball. Good. Welcome back to Coach's Corner here on the Highlander Activity Network. Beckett, you're just a crazy kid. And now as we wrap up our final guest here today on today's Coach's Corner is Seth Soderholm, head coach of the baseball team for the Highlanders. How you doing, Coach?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm glad you could make it. Yeah. Using orange baseballs now with
Yeah,
practice?
I guess so. Snow pants too.
And snow. But you guys have been outside. Have
Yep.
had a chance to get outside, which is still kind of odd that you get outside in March.
Yeah, it's still good. It's good to be outside. We've been out quite a bit. I don't know exactly how many days.
Right.
More than enough to remember, so that's good. But yeah, this isn't ideal, I guess.
Because you were supposed to play Carrington here today.
Yep.
That game's now going to be moved to next Friday, I think.
That's the plan. We're gonna see kind of
That's another hope and wait and see.
see what this snow does and
Right.
how the temps are then.
Talking about Carrington, but Class B, so a new region this year, Region 3. And boy, I'd have to say it's probably a really good baseball region that we're going to be in. Your old stomping grounds, New Rockford, Cheyenne. So are you familiar with a lot of these teams that we're going to be playing this year?
Yeah, most of them, other than maybe South Border and I mean, I'd say Lemoore, but being from Valley City for
Right.
however many years, you know enough about Lemoore. But yeah, the other teams, yeah, kind of very familiar with the parks, coaches, everything like that.
Carrington, I think Park River, Fordville, Lankin, are they in Region 2?
They're in Region 1. No, Region 2. You're
Region
right.
2.
Region 2.
But you look at these, just this whole region, a lot of good baseball, and I think Lemoore Litchfield Marion's been runner-up 4 out of the last 5 years at the state tournament. But enough about the opponents. How do the Highlanders, how are they looking here in the early going?
Good. We have a lot of depth. We have a lot of guys that can play a lot of positions. We have a lot of arms. I think that's been the biggest thing this year is that we've noticed is that we just seem more full 1 through 15. Everybody can kind of plug in and play, and that's kind of been the result of being younger in years past. We're still young, but just having to have to play everyone everywhere has really shown to be a success because it gives you freedom to just move guys around now.
Because if you have to take a shortstop to pitch, you got to be able to plug somebody into that
Yep.
spot. Offensively, I think this team is going to be able to hit the ball and score some runs, aren't they?
I think so. I mean, you have Jack and Corbin, they're obviously going to hit the ball hard, hit it far. Then you got younger guys like Leighton, Parker, they're going to fill in. I'm not sure exactly the order we're going to go with
Right.
just yet. It kind of depends. We've had some injuries and we've had some guys sick, so it's tough to see what it looks like with everyone there. But it's not a whole lot of different than last year. We only lost 2, so it'll be a pretty similar lineup.
You look at, I've always asked this question, you look at maybe what they did last summer in Legion and now bringing it into this year. Playing that extra ball in summer really has to help getting them ready for this season, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, playing later, playing in competitive games, just winning, like all of that's going to help you in the long run.
What's going to be a strength of this team? You talked about the depth, but is there, with the arms, just having depth at the pitching, how crucial is that for you guys?
I was going to say that'd be our biggest strength is having 6 guys that can throw and can start, and then, especially this year when you only are playing 2, maybe 3 counters a week versus last year where it was like double header counters. You could just start. Most teams, if you're playing two a week, you're starting your first starter and your second starter, your first starter and your second starter, all throughout the year. But with us, it's like, well, we can just rotate guys in and throw them in. Like we're gonna have plenty of guys. Some days they can relieve, some days they can start, and it's just kind of figuring it out and piecing it together. So that'll be good.
And now that I know in the past we've always talked about the goal. Well, you want to get into the EDC, so you want to get to that EDC. A little different now. Now we got a region tournament,
Yep.
and so any goals set yet, or is it still too early set to really kind of get to that point?
Playing our best baseball by the region tournament is our goal. We can focus on that now. Now that's a priority. It's not winning you're into the tournament like we were talking about. It's just get better, exponentially throughout the year, and then by the tournament time you want to be playing your best baseball. That's kind of the goal.
Any team that you see, or are you not even thinking about other teams in the region that are teams, top teams, or teams to beat, if you will?
Well, I know Lemoore is obviously good.
Yeah.
Like you said, they got second last year and in prior years. I know Cheyenne and Rockford 2 years ago, I think they made it to state. Carrington's always good. Kidder County's always competitive. The only one I'm really not familiar with would be South Border.
Right.
And I think they beat Lemoore in a game last year, so they're probably very competitive too.
And Ashley Wishick down in that area, very good baseball area down in the southeast part of the state. Final question, and getting a chance to play like New Rockford Shine in your alma mater, your hometown, how fun is that for you as a coach to get a chance to do that?
Yeah, it'll be good. Not used to sitting in the third base dugout there, usually the first base one. But it'll be fun. I know my family probably likes it, 10 minutes from games rather than an hour and a half.
Right.
But it'll be good. You'll see faces, people, Should be fun.
And it's a competitor. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun year. I mean, the EDC was great, a lot of great baseball there, but they're going to see a lot of different and good baseball here in Class B. Yeah, it's Class B, but it doesn't matter. There's still some talent out there. Well, we're just scratching the surface. Let's just get out there and play some ball. So Charlie Brown was ready to go. Now isn't ready to go, but Mother Nature had that save. So we're hoping next week for the Carrington game on the 11th.
Well, even before then, on the 7th in Rockford. We're supposed to go there. I don't know what they look like with snow.
Okay.
I'd imagine probably pretty similar to this, but that's the plan. If it warms up, at this point, if it does warm up, it goes fast.
Yep.
So we just got to hope for some warm weather, take all the water, and
Sure.
we'll just hit the ground running, hopefully.
Season open then on Tuesday, if weather permitting, and then home opener on the 10th, right?
Yep, Friday the 10th.
Friday the 10th. All right. Well, Coach, appreciate you joining us this morning, and looking forward to getting back at Charlie Brown and having a fun baseball season.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. That is head coach Seth Soderholm joining us from the Highlander baseball team. Back to wrap things up here in Coach's Corner on the Highlander Activity Network. Back here on Coach's Corner here in the Highlander Activity Network as we get ready to wrap up our first show here in April. And wow, it's hard to believe we're already into April and commencement in, a month and a half, and we're already talking the end of the school year. But again, some of the other spring sports that are golf, they have, of course, they're also going into the Class B. They have yet to get a chance to be on the course and get things started. Tennis, obviously, they have been on the court and had a few practices in, but they are scheduled to play their first game on the 13th at Shanley, and then their home opener on April 16th against Wahpeton. Softball, they were at the Nelson Family Bubble in Jamestown here last Saturday, split their 2 games, defeated Hankinson 14-8, and then lost to the state runner-up in Thompson, 16-4 in their 2 games. And they too, going into Class B, we're talking about baseball and the tough teams in Class B in that region. Softball, you look at it, and there have been 14 state tournaments in Class B since 2012. And out of those 14, 12 of the state champs have come from this region. Central Cass, Kindred, and Enderlin. So there's a lot of good softball that the Highlanders are going to see this year down there in Region 1. Autumn Torbenson, of course, the head coach of the softball team. Buff Murray back again is coaching the golf team, and Matt Nielsen coaching the Highlander tennis team. And speaking of one other thing we want to talk about, we had the robotics kids on, and if you want to maybe help these gentlemen that are making that trip down to the Worlds in St. Louis here at the end of the month, just go to the Valley City Highlander activity page on Facebook, and maybe you can help donate. I think they have on that page a place where you can donate, a link you can go to, and help Coach Manlove and these 4 gentlemen as they get ready for the Worlds coming up here at the end of April. So just go to the Highlander Activity Facebook page, and you can help donate and give them a little dollars as they go down for what's going to be really a lifetime experience for these gentlemen down at the Worlds for the VEX IQ Robotics team. Well, again, I want to thank our guests on today's Coach's Corner, as Coach Seth Soderholm and Coach Bacalar from baseball and track, and our 4 gentlemen that joined us here this morning from robotics team. We'll be back again in 2 weeks, April 16th. Hopefully a lot more games to talk about and a lot more activities as we hit in the middle part of the spring, and that'll be our next Coach's Corner coming up on April 16th. Also, thanks to Becca Ness. He was a guest, and, of course, our normal camera operator and our technical director today. Brian Krewald had to step in because Beckett had to get in front of the camera on today's show. We always thank Beckett for his work. We'll be back again in 2 weeks with another Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network.